I welcome all of you with my love and respect. Paramashiva's message, clear from Kailasa. Listen. Time in its three dimensions: linear, circular, vertical. Time in its three dimensions: linear, circular, vertical. When it is understood, mere understanding and conscious decision to use it is enough to get all the boons, blessings, powers, including enlightenment from Paramashiva. All the disciples, get ready, sit sincerely with absolute integrity. Now the initiation starts. Every word now comes out is direct initiation. Listen. Time in the linear level. When you understand the time in linear motion level, with your ideas about length, it is a calendar. Morning, evening, next day, next week, next month, past week, past month. Just calendar, mere calendar. Time understood in the dimension of length is mere calendar. It can be 10,000 years past, 10,000 years future. Mere calendar used to document the history. That's all. Time understood in the level of breath, little more than the level of length, the level of breadth is Panchanga, where the idea of the linear movement of the time, the documentation of the calendar is substantiated and supported with the knowledge of how the stars move in the Bhumandala, or how the stars are perceived in Bhumandala. That is the understanding about time in the breadth level. Understanding about time in the depth level is astrology. the movements of the planets, Adityadi Navagraha Devatas, Aditya, Soma, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shugra, Shani, Rahu, Ketu. These 9 grahas, their movements, 12 rashis, their impact, 28 nakshatras, their influence, and Indradi Dasadik Balakas, their contribution. All these put together, when you understand time, it is understanding about the time in the depth level. That becomes a science called astrology. If you understand the time in the dimension of time itself, like inner image of the time, it's a pure consciousness and freedom. What Paramashiva reveals in Vedas and Vedantic truths. Please understand, Veda and Vedanta, Agama and Agamanta, all 4 is evolved by Paramashiva himself directly. In the Vedantic Upanishads, Paramashiva gives clearly the inner image about the time, what time feels about itself is absolute freedom. All human beings who take me seriously, all my disciples who take me seriously, note this point. If you spend few days without cell phone, any contact with the outer world, where you are all alone, you only know the sound of the silence and the nature, at least few days. It can be a week or a month, up to you. At least few days, if you spend, time will introduce itself to you. In the dimension of time itself, anyone who gets introduced about time by time, you are blessed and initiated into the other dimension of life. Listen. How much ever I try to convey, time in its inner image is the freedom you may try to imagine, visualize. But if you spend few days with the absolute silence of the nature, where only the nature's sounds speak to you. There is no other verbalization from the society, at least for a few days. You understand that time is freedom. Let me repeat. Time perceived, experienced, cognized just in the level of length is calendar. Time perceived, experienced, cognized in the dimension of breath is panchanka. Calendar substantiated with the cosmic movements of stars, grahas, time perceived and understood, cognized in the dimension of depth is astrology. All the impact on time and by time on you, all the impact time receives from the cosmos, its impact on you. Understanding this whole depth is astrology. Adityadi Navagraha Devata, 12 Rashis, 28 Nakshatras, Dashadik Balakas, their collective influence on you is understanding of time in the depth level. Time understood in the level of time dimension itself is freedom. I will make this knowledge as a practical experience for you. Listen to me intensely. Listen to it intensely. I can introduce time in its inner image inside you through unclutching. I can make you experience the sound of cosmic silence. Anahata Dwani. Inside you by unclutching you. Especially my disciples who have given the spiritual GPA to me. I have the moral and conscious right to enter into your inner space and unclutch you. Whoever gives me that right, I will initiate you now, right now, and lead you step by step into the next level understanding. Next, circular experience of time. This is the arch probably of Mahakala Bhairava. Listen. In this motion, in this movement, memories, patterns, ideas, experiences, perceptions, cognitions, Incidents go on repeating, including life and death. Just a repetition, 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 repetition. This repetitive pattern, circular motion of the time should be pushed behind you. Push it behind you. Do not entertain, entangle, engage with it. Do not try to correct the incidents. The more you try to correct, the more you will get sucked into it. How Mahakala Bhairava puts the circular motion of the time behind him. Push it behind you. Third, vertical time. The vertical time is experienced in your life only when you are in intense samadhi state. Normally, for a common man, when he is really in absolute oneness, either during the initiation with Paramashiva or during the puja with the deity, or rarely during the sensual pleasures. If you listen to some music deeply which you really enjoy, few moments you experience vertical time. If you eat some food after a long time which you really enjoy, for few minutes you settle down and experience vertical time. If you had a deep touch pleasure experience, it can be sexual or massage or romance, anything related. Deeply when you settle down inside, few seconds you experience vertical time. Either during the initiation or the extreme moments of pleasure, you get the glimpse of vertical time. If you get it during the initiation, it will be repeating again and again and raising you to the higher zones without tiring your body and mind. You will raise your consciousness more and more, stronger and stronger, powerful. With sensory pleasures, because the senses and its abilities are limited, the travel in the vertical time zone is restricted by the capacity of your body. That is why going through the route of the sense, five senses, pleasures, is less recommended. Going through the route of initiation, getting empowered by samadhi state, nirvikalpa samadhi state, is the most beautiful way of raising yourself to the vertical time zone. Listen. Time perceived in the length dimension level is calendar, chronological time. few million years in the past and few million years in the future. Just chronological calendar. Time perceived and cognized in the breath dimension is chronological calendar supported, substantiated by the cosmological events, like the movements of the stars, planets, all that. Time perceived, the dimension of depth is astrology. How? The cosmological events and movements of grahas, rashis, nakshatras, and digbalakas directly impact time, and how that time impacted by the cosmological beings impact you. This science is astrology. If you want time's self-introduction, Nirvikalpa Samadhi unclutching is the best state where time introduces itself to you. An absolute freedom. Then comes circular time, circular motion, circular dimension of time. Repetitive. Births and deaths. Trillions of times goes on and on and on till your consciousness consciously decides to step out of time from that circular rut. When you push that circular dimension of the time behind you, you manifest the powers. You conquer time. Time becomes just maybe I should say your servant. It does what you want. It does not bind you anymore. And time in the vertical zone can get anything your consciousness wants, including enlightenment. That is the ultimate. Time in the vertical zone is the Trishul Mahakala Bhairava is carrying. Time in the circular movement is the probably behind Mahakala Bhairava. Push the circular time behind you. Keep the vertical time for your success in everything. I'll empower you with the time as power. Vertical time. As far as the experience of time, cognition of time, The moment you understand its various existence, its various dimensions of existence, its various levels of existence, knowledge liberates. Knowledge becomes power. Krishna knows the impact of planets on the Mahabharata war. That knowledge, simple knowledge, he played with it and changed even the impact of the planets and made Pandavas one. On Amavasya, if the war starts, only Kauravas will win. But already both sides agreed on Amavasya they will start the war. So what to do? One day ahead of Amavasya, Krishna gives Darpana. Sun and the moon both got terrorized, frightened. Hey, how can Krishna give Darpana one day before the Amavasya? Is something wrong? I think somebody gave false information to Krishna. He need to be told that Amavasya is tomorrow. So both of them rush to Krishna. Before Krishna offers the pinda, they rush and tell him, Prabhu, you forgot Amavasya is tomorrow, but you are giving pinda darpana today. Did anyone misinform you? Krishna smiles and says, what is the definition of Amavasya? Sun and the moon said, when sun and the moon meets, planet Earth. Both of you are here. Today is Amavasya. Done. Go. Receive the darpana. Over. The knowledge he had about the time in the depth dimension, he just manipulated it and manifested what he wants. Listen. I'll give you the knowledge about the time in the dimension of time. It means you will be protected forever beyond your self-doubts, self-hatred, self-denial. Understand? Beyond your self-doubts, self-hatred, self-denials, you will be protected. That is the power of the time. When you understand time in its time dimension itself, Trishul is vertical dimension of time. Trishul in Mahakala Bhairava's hand symbolizes vertical dimension of time. The Prabha circle behind the Mahakala Bhairava symbolizes circular dimension of time. Circular dimension has no direct use for any seeker of enlightenment. If you are interested in enjoying the same pleasure, if you want the same husband again and again, same wife again and again, same birth and same type of death again and again, then go and enjoy the circular dimension of time. If you want a breakthrough, step beyond the circular dimension of time. Vertical dimension of time removes brain fog. Listen to this word. Brain fog is blind spots and delusions in your life. Feeling stuck is nothing but brain fog. You know, you don't like that breakfast, but you continue to eat because you forget to remember the options. Forgetting the possibilities and choices you have to have a breakthrough is what I define as brain fog. You have an option in every level, but forgetting the choices, forgetting the possibilities, forgetting the options, not having the guts to use all the tools with which you are empowered. You are empowered with multiple tools and equipments. You have the power of greed, power of making yourself greedy or making others greedy about something. It's a power. Making yourself putting in fear, frightened, or you can make someone frightened. It's a power. You can inspire yourself, you can inspire someone else. It's a power. Not using all these abilities to have a breakthrough, not even remembering you have all these choices, is brain fog. Vertical time liberates you from the brain fog. Listen, the circular time keeps the brain fog alive. As long as you have the brain fog delusion, the lifestyle with brain fog, the circular time will have power over you. The moment you decide, you will use the choices you have in your life and break yourself from this repetitive, boring, tiring, circular motion of life, getting stuck, rut. Your life, if it is CCTV'd, video recorded 24 hours for 1 year, only less than 10% of your movements will be new. Whether the way you get up from your bed, or the way you go to your restroom, wash yourself, or the way you grab your breakfast, or the way you get into your car and go to office, till the way you come back to bed and do or don't do your bed rituals. The whole thing, only less than 10% will be new. So 90% of your life is filled with the brain fog, and you will understand very seriously why you are having that deep feeling stuck, because you forget your possibilities, your choices, your abilities to break this boring, tiring, circular motion of time. Having a breakthrough, going for different choices, different possibilities, using different tools. I tell you, the more you use your body, the more it will become healthy. The more you use your ability to inspire yourself and others, more you will be living excited life. Inspiring yourself and inspiring others opens up so many possibilities, choices in your life. It removes boredom. I tell you, again and again, anyone who does the work of Kailasa, especially enriching and causing, will be 10 times more productive. Just the other day, I received a message from one of our Sarvanyapeta Yajaman, I think from Vivek Bansal. After he became Sarvanyapeta Yajaman, his wealth has expanded to 10 times more. I said, this is for everyone, not just for Vivek Bansal. Anyone who does enriching, see, enriching, either you inspire yourself or you inspire others, you break from the circular motion of life, the circular time, the excitement and inspiration and possibilities and choices opens unimaginable doors. Especially when you enrich yourself and others about Kailasa, it is directly injecting yourself and others with the nectar of Paramashiva. Paramashiva Amrita. Paramashiva Amrita. Which comes from vertical time zone. I have seen in my life people who want to get enlightened, who enter into the organizations which is already well built, comfortable, luxurious, cozy life, like good rooms, good life, everything is there. From morning till evening, your routine is defined. They rot and die the worst death and waste their life. People who enter organization like us, Kailasa, alive. Here from scratch you need to build, inside or outside. You are only given the spiritual tools and supported with ecosystem. For example, I have accommodation for more than 1,000 people in Adi Kailash. At least 1,000 people. And comfortable rooms, maybe at least 200 rooms we may be having, all put together. And other than that, the 1,000-bed dorm, so many things are there. But I always make sure when newly people come for enlightenment, either for sannyas or brahmacharya, I make sure they stay in the temple, start building from scratch. I could have built huge stone temples and structures long before. But I am building enlightenment ecosystem, not organization. I am not here for some real estate wonders, architectural wonders, just to create some architectural wonder, real estate wonder, to go gaga about. No. I am here to create enlightenment ecosystem. அங்கம் வழுத்தாரை வைத்து தங்கக் கோயில் சமைப்போம் பரமசிவனுக்கு. வெறும் தங்கக் கோயில் செய்ய வரவில்லை. அங்கம் வழுத்தாரைக் கொண்டு தங்கம் செய்வோம். People whose inner spaces become gold, shining. Through them, the golden temple for Paramashiva should be built. அங்கம் பழுத்தாரைக் கொண்டு தங்கம் செய்து கோயில் செய்வோம் பரமசிவனுக்கு.
நித்யானந்தனே கண்ணில் படும் பொன் வண்ண திருமுகம் சிந்தை தொடும் குரு நித்யன் பலமுகம் உள்ளம் மறி கந்தன் முகம் இவன் என நிறைந்தானே ஞானம் தரும் சிவயோக திருமுகம் காண பயம் யாவும் பரந்தோடிடும் பக்தி எனும் சக்தி தனை அருளிடும் பெருமானே வேலும் உண்டு மயிலும் உண்டு வாழ்வினை காத்திட நீ அருகில் உண்டு ஆறிரு கைகள் அணைக்க உண்டு ஆறுமுகன் உண்டு சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள் கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள் சஷ்டியின் நாயகன் கணவத்தை உரைத்தவன் கையில அமர்ந்த எங்கள் சரவண பவன் சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள் கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள் இருக்கும் நெற்றியில் குங்குமம் வேலினை போலே தெரிகிறதே குரல் யாவும் இதயம் நுழைந்து சேவர் கொடி போல் அசைகிறதே
Listen carefully. Once Paramashiva, my guru, Arunagiri Yogishwara, told me directly and initiated me. He said, all your ideas about whether you are qualified, whether you understood, everything only is in the level of length, breadth, depth, dimension. But time is beyond all these three dimensions. So the protection of Mahakala Bhairava, manifestation of Mahakala Bhairava, the power of Mahakala Bhairava is beyond all your self-doubts, self-denial, self-hatred. It is pure transmission through initiation. With this powerful cognition, he initiated me. Now, empowered by Paramashiva as the living manifestation, Paramavatara of Paramashiva, I give you the same initiation. You will all experience the pure freedom, power of time. Time in the dimension of time itself, which is beyond length, breadth, depth, all self-doubts, self-hatred, self-denial. I channel that Paramashiva's initiation samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, through me into you all. Om. ஓம் 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 ஓம்
ஜகம் யாவும் மனிதரின் மனங்கள் தாவியும் ஓடியும் திளைக்கிறதே. கையளவை கடலா எண்ணி வாழ்வை தினமும் தொலைக்கிறதே. அவனியில் கிடைத்த அதிசயம் நீயே, இருளை விளக்க வந்த காவியம் நீயே. அவனியில் கிடைத்த அதிசயம் நீயே, இருளை விளக்க வந்த காவியம் நீயே. கண்ணில் படும் பொன் வண்ண திருமுகம் சிந்தை தொடும் குருநித்யன் பலமுகம் உள்ளம் தந்தன் முகம் இவன் என நிறைந்தானே. ஞானம் தரும் சிவயோக திருமுகம் காண பயம் யாவும் பரந்தோடிடும் பக்தி எனும் சக்தி தனை அருளிடும் பெருமானே. அரோகரா அரோகரா வேல் வேல் வெற்றி வேல் 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 வெற்றி வேல் அரோகரா 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 அரோகரா. குன்றின் மீதிலே குமரனாய் தெரிபவனே, தேவர் வேண்டிட வீரனாகிய சூரனை அழித்தவன் இவனே. குன்றின் மீதிலே குமரனாய் தெரிபவனே, தேவர் வேண்டிட வீரனாகிய சூரனை அழித்தவன் இவனே. கடல் தாண்டி மொழி தாண்டி தமிழ் பேசும் முந்தன் மொழி கேட்டு பல கோடி உயிர் பேசும். கடல் தாண்டி மொழி தாண்டி தமிழ் பேசும் முந்தன் மொழி கேட்டு பல கோடி உயிர் பேசும். பால்காவடி பண்டிகாவடி அதை ஏந்தி ஆடி பாடிட மனம் மகிழ்ந்திட முடி திளைத்திட மலையேறி வந்து வணங்கிட. மாயோனின் மருகனே தமிழ் காக்கும் தலைவனே, வீரத்தின் புதல்வனே வேல் தாங்கும் வேந்தனே. வேலவா ஷண்முகா கையிலையை ஆண்டிடும் நித்தனே பரம்பரவா. சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள்.
பெருமானே அருளிடும் பெருமானே பெருமானே.
பக்தி எனும் சக்தி தனை அருளிடும் பெருமானே. வேலும் உண்டு மயிலும் உண்டு வாழ்வினை காத்திட நீ அருகில் உண்டு. ஆறிரு கைகள் அணைக்க உண்டு ஆறுமுகன் உண்டு. சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள். சஷ்டியின் நாயகன் கணவத்தை உரைத்தவன் கையிலை அமர்ந்த எங்கள் சரவண பவன் சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள்.
सेव्यमान पावनाम्नि पंकजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगी वृन्द वन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. देवराज सेव्यमान पावनाम्नि पंकजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगी वृन्द वन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. संगनायकं विशालकीर्तिदायकं काशीवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विपुं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं शोकमोहदैन्यलोभगोपतापनाशनं ते प्रयान्ति कालभैरवां सन्निधिं ध्रुवम्. काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. देवराज सेव्यमान पावनाम्नि पंकजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगी वृन्द वन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. देवराज सेव्यमान पावनाम्नि पंकजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगी वृन्द वन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे. काशिकापुरादिनाथ विशालकीर्तिदायकं काशीवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विभुं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं शोकमोहदैन्यलोभगोपदापनाशनं हे प्रयाति कालभैरवां सन्निधिं ध्रुवम् काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे पावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे देवराजसेव्यमानपावनामृपङ्गजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे भानुकोटिभास्वरं भवातिहारगह्वरं नीलकण्ठवीक्षिताटरायकं त्रिलोचनं कालकालमङ्कुलाक्षमक्षशूलमक्षरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे शूलटङ्कपाशदण्डपाणिमादिकारणं श्यामकायमादिदेवमक्षरं विरामयं भीमविक्रमं प्रभुं विचित्रताण्डवप्रियं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे मुक्तिमुक्तिदायकं रजस्तचारुविग्रहं भक्तवत्सलं स्थितं समस्तलोकविग्रहं विनिक्वलन्मनोज्ञहेम किङ्किणीरसत्कटिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे धर्मसेतुपालधर्मधर्ममार्गनाशकं धर्मपाशमोचकं सुशर्मदायकं विभुं कर्णवर्णदेशपाशशोभिताङ्गमण्डलं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे रत्नपादुकाप्रभाविरामपादयुग्मकं नित्यमद्वितीयमिष्टदैवतं निरञ्जनं मृत्युदर्पणाशनं करालतं श्रमोक्षणं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे अट्टहासमिन्नपद्मजाण्डकोशसन्दतिं दृष्टिपादनष्टपापजालमुद्रशासनम् अष्टसिद्धिदायकं कपालमालिकाधरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे भूतसङ्गनायकं विशालकीर्तिदायकं काशीवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विभुं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं शोकमोहदैन्यलोभगोपदापनाशनं हे प्रयाति कालभैरवां सन्निधिं ध्रुवम् काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे
Om. Om. Through this initiation, I give you the power to break free from the brain fog. Look at all the choices, powers, possibilities in your life. Expand, expand, expand beyond self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. Time in its pure dimension of time itself is freedom. Listen, multiple times when people get my answers for their question, they feel, oh God, what a big breakthrough. I never thought that choice exists for me, that possibility exists for me. How I did not even look at that possibility which was in my plain view. How did I have so much of blind spots? Because you are filled with brain fog. Break from the brain fog. Listen, I'll give you some of the incidents. How people had breakthroughs with the possibilities. Actually, when you see your possibilities and powers and start analyzing, start stepping beyond your brain fog, that circular time rut, and start looking at the possibilities, the strength and the courage and excitement, inspiration you manifest in all dimensions. One person came and told me, Swamiji, you instructed me so many times to make my family connected to you, but I am not able to inspire my daughter to be connected to you, to connect it through devotion, feeling connection. She's making her own decisions and choices. I said, don't worry. Nothing to worry. I only want one child from you. Plan for one more child. That's all. If your daughter makes her own decisions, she carries on with her life, don't worry. Plan for the next child and bring that child up, grow that child with intense, powerful cognitions and initiations. Send the child to the Gurukul. The moment he started looking into this possibility, the power, excitement, intensity, everything he started manifesting gave breakthrough for him in all dimensions of life, whether in his relationship, in his wealth, health, enlightenment, power manifestation. Because when you break this circular time, that rut of circular time, repetitive, frustrating, boring, tiring, unable to solve and handle the issues, that kind of a pattern and mental setup, and step beyond the new possibilities and excitement and inspiration. I said, when you step beyond the brain fog and start seeing things, different world opens to you. He was shocked. He said, yes, Swamiji. How did I not look at this possibility? Why did I not think about it? I said, that's what is brain fog. You are not too old. You are young enough. Plan for the one more child. Let your daughter know. Swamiji does not want to disturb her decisions and freedom. Let her live her life. No problem. Plan for one more child. Bring that baby consciously and evolve, raise for the life of Hinduism and enlightenment. Send the child to the Gurukul. Over. Anyone who feels they are not able to inspire their kids, start planning for one more child. With this decision, with this possibility, you will see not just in this one problem, you will find solution, excitement, inspiration, being alive in every direction. Suddenly you will see your health becomes so powerful. You start manifesting powers and possibilities. Suddenly you start manifesting new business and opportunities for the wealth, career. Suddenly you see the relationships around you become beautiful and exciting. You will see in few days the daughter who was not ready to listen to you, to be connected to me, suddenly comes back and connects. Because even she feeling not connected is somewhere the brain fog blind spot in you. When you give a breakthrough to yourself, you give a breakthrough to others. I have seen whether you are a sannyasi or a grihastha or a brahmachari, any level you are, when you break from your brain fog and get out of this circular motion time rut, frustrating, tiring, boring, and push it back, when you step beyond, you manifest such amazing, wonderful, different lokas in you. I'll give you the initiation into vertical time zone, the higher principles, after a small break.
Yes, Nithyananda everybody. So we listened to a very very powerful webinar from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This was one of the latest webinars that Swamiji had revealed about the deeper dimension of time. And as we listened to Swamiji revealed the secrets of the time dimension and how we can experience time in the vertical time dimension and experience time as time itself, the freedom that Swamiji explained, and how we can put the circular time, what repeats again and again and again. In our life, many times we have seen these kind of situations repeat, and we have also come to conclusions that yes, this is how life is going to be. If there is an up, there is going to be a down, and then it'll again go up and then come down, and then this kind of same thing that repeats time and again. As Swamiji revealed, it is our decision to put that circular time back and to give ourselves a breakthrough. That is what breaks us free from this time dimension. And that can happen only by the initiation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. It's like only from a lamp that is already lit can another lamp be lit. Similarly, only from a master, only from an enlightened guru, only from the avatar himself can we all be initiated into this science, into these powers. So once again, the Paramashivoham level 3 is going to be a very, very powerful program. Swamiji is going to be initiating us not just into the time and space dimension, but also various other powers and powerful possibilities, where we are going to experience a reality completely different. Because this time, Swamiji is changing the very realm of where we are experiencing. It is not just planet Earth anymore. It's not just that we're going to have a two-way video program and we are going to experience, we're going to learn spiritual truths. No, not just that, but something where you are going to be lifted beyond this dimension. You're going to be lifted beyond this loka itself. Head over to the higher levels of lokas and experience from there. Swamiji also shared that we will be able to get things from other lokas, as just to show that we've been able to travel to these other lokas. So once again, please make sure that you're heading over to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham and register yourself for this Paramashivoham level 3 program, as that is going to be a very powerful gift that you can give to yourself.
Yes, another beautiful concept that, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was sharing about the three types of time in our lives and how all of us should move towards putting the circular time back. Many of us continuously are stuck with our past and bringing the past into our present and getting our future affected. And this whole cycle, which keeps happening, where the past patterns are coming into our present and affecting our future. Just stopping that vicious cycle and putting that, as we have the Lord of Time and Space, Bhagavan Mahakala Bhairava, where he has the whole Kala Chakra behind him, as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism mentioned as a Prabhavali. Same way, we putting that circle of time in our past, or putting the circular time behind us, and evolving continuously by having the vertical time, where we're not just stuck in our past, present, and future, but traveling to the other time zones, traveling to the vertical time zone, that is the different lokas, and literally experiencing the higher possibility of ourselves. So if you are excited and if you would like to participate in the program, I'm sure all of us are very excited. It's starting from the 1st of March to the 21st of March 2022. So just in a month, we are having the beautiful program. And if you want to register, if you want to join for the program, all of us can head over to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham to register, and the acharyas will be then contacting you on how you can participate in the program, what are the requirements, and the various other requirements for attending the program itself.
And if you need any kind of help, if you need any kind of support, you can always feel free to reach us out. You can send us an email, or you can also, there's an option when you register itself, if you need any help. So you can actually put down if you have any doubts, if you need any help as to manifesting Paramashivoham as a reality in your life. We also have so many messages coming up on various social media platforms about how we can make Paramashivoham as a reality in our life. So Swamiji has been continuously sharing these webinars and cosmic truths with which we can make Paramashivoham as a reality in us. And there have been so many devotees who have been sharing that all they wanted to do was to have an intense real seeking, that they want to experience Swamiji, they want to experience Paramashivoham, and everything just set in place and manifested as a reality. So we are going to be seeing furthermore solutions that Swamiji has given and the great truths that Swamiji has shared in some of the previous webinars, and how we can use them to make the Paramashivoham level 3 as a reality in each and every one of our life. So please stay tuned. Let us come back together after a short break.
The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness. Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Nithyanam, everybody, welcome back. And in the previous segment of the Bhava Samadhi Darshan today, we listened about a beautiful extract from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism from the previous webinar, Decode the Time and Space, where Swamiji shared very powerful insights about decoding the time dimension and how we can manifest time the way that we want, and what are the different types of time and in which levels that we want to experience time. The length dimension of time, breadth dimension of time, depth of time, and time of time. Swamiji shared it is a true freedom that exists when you experience time from in the dimension of time itself. Swamiji shared for us to live in a space and an opportunity for a couple of days with no artificial light and artificial sound, just living with the nature itself, which will actually give us the experience of true time dimension. Swamiji also expounded deeper truths in the further part of the webinar. So let us now take a few moments to look at and listen to the further part of the webinar where Swamiji revealed about how we can experience Paramashivoham and what is the best thing that we can do to prepare ourselves. Please stay tuned.
Om, Om, Om. Yes. Now, suddenly I am seeing the rush of questions about the subject I touched, that plan for one more child. Understand? I don't want to divert the subject of the webinar now. I wanted to focus on the webinar subject, decoding time and space. But I'll utter few words to answer many of the questions getting flooded. First thing, listen. There are people who are very intimate to me, whom I really love. They love me more than their life. They really want to be in Kailasa with me. But for various reasons, physically they are not able to be with me in Kailasa for various reasons. And I don't want to get into those reasons. And no reason as a solution. Some of them may not be able to be with me physically in the Kailasa. For those kind of people who are really committed to me, take me seriously, literally keep the Kailasa ecosystem where they live, but not able to be with me in Kailasa. The best thing I'll tell you is, from your DNA, either one of your daughter or son, give them to Gurukul. Listen to this carefully. Your DNA inheritor, when I awaken them with powers and enlightenment, when I make them manifest enlightenment, it is not alone that it is not that they only will go to the Kailasa. It's not that they are only going to get enlightened and benefited. You will also be reaching the higher space and Kailasa. Understand, it is one of the most powerful signs of Hinduism. Maybe I'll do a separate webinar on this subject. Na karmana, na prajaya, na danena, Tyagenaika amritatvamanasu. Not by the karma, not by the praja, not by the dana, but by sacrificing all these three, amritatva, immortality is achieved. It has a meaning. It has a meaning. And I even saw a question. Can we adopt a child and give them to Gurukul? Hey, that is like you go to a shop, pay $1 and get a gallon of milk and come and pour it on Paramashivalinga and ask for the benefit. Listen, when an agriculture who maintains the cow, who almost spends his whole day with cows, the essence of his whole day work, karma, the essence of his karma is the milk. When he brings and offers that milk on the Shivalinga, the result is different. When you go to a shop and buy 1 gallon milk for $1 or $2 and come and pour it on Shivalinga, that result will be different. Surrogacy is okay. Surrogacy is okay, but adopted child getting enlightened will not help your DNA directly. The child from your DNA, prajaya, your praja, when you give as tyaga, and that child gets awakened, manifests powers, enlightenment, it directly triggers your DNA and raises you to the enlightenment Kailasa. See, there are many people who are so integrated to me. I feel like I should reciprocate their integrity. Only to them I tell, hey, make sure your son is connected to me, your daughter is connected to me. Send your daughter to Gurukul, send your son to Gurukul. I won't tell this to everyone. Neither they are going to listen, nor I will tell. Why will I tell? Only if I am seriously interested in you, I will tell, hey, from your DNA, give a child to me, to the Gurukul. If your daughter or son already grown up and they are not listening to you, they are making their own decisions, don't worry. Plan for one more baby. From your DNA, when a child reaches the Gurukul and gets the experience of power manifesting, enlightenment, lives this tapas life towards enlightenment. Not only the child reaches Mahakailasa, you also reach Mahakailasa. It's like it triggers you straight. Unimaginable good things are done to you. That is why many times people who are very sincere to me, but they are not able to be in Kailasa with me for various reasons. I tell them, it's okay. Give one son or daughter to the Gurukul. That's enough, because when I make them enlightened, you will reach enlightenment. I will do a separate webinar on this. Na karmana, na prajaya, na danena, tyagenaikye amritatvamanasu. That is why I insist, borrowed money cannot give enlightenment. Your money means which is involved your life, your time, your energy, your hopes, your dreams, your future plans, all of that put together is your money. When you offer that gives you the breakthrough. When you offer